This is the outside of the Auto-Sleeper Lancashire. As we move along, we will firstly come to water into the motorhome. So to fill up the fresh water tank, get your filler hose. As you can see, this is just a standard hose lock attachment. So attach to the tap and then plug this part here into the side of the van. Make sure this part here goes into this groove and then flap this over like so to lock it into place. Then turn the tap on to fill the fresh water tank up. Do make sure that you have the 12 volt on in the van, or otherwise the solenoid will not go live and it will not allow the water in. The beauty of this particular system is that if you are on a fully serviced pitch with your own supply of water, you can literally leave the tap turned on, and as you are using the water, it will then just constantly refill the tank. To remove, flap back up again, squeeze both blue buttons in, and then just pull towards you. Beneath this, we then have the fresh water drain just here. We then have the gas locker. So this particular motorhome has been fitted with a refillable Gaslow system. So you will see the refillable bottle just here. And to refill it, we just come to this point here. Just push in, twist, and remove the dust cover. Our UK fillers just literally just slide straight over the top of this point here. It's then just a matter of rotating the nozzle round, pulling a lever towards you, and it will then lock onto the side of the van. We then just hold a button down and it will commence filling the bottle up, and like a petrol pump, it will click off when it's full, or you just put in as many litres as you want. Once you've done that, it's just a matter of pushing the lever towards the van again, twisting, and then taking it back off again. This central bezel part here is just to take the continental adapters, depending on where you are in Europe. The bottle itself turns on and off on the top here, and you can see we have a gauge here to let us know how much gas is in the bottle. As you can see, there is space for a second bottle if required. After this, we then have the flue for the boiler itself. If we now take the cover off, we can then see it. This cover does need to be off if you're heating your hot water on gas. If you are heating it on main supply, it can stay on. We then have main supply just here. Just remember to push down on this little blue lever here when removing the lead. Tucked down here, we have a valve. This air line here just runs directly to the spare wheel underneath the van, so you can check the tyre pressure and top up if required without having to actually drop the wheel itself. The wheel is just here, and this part here is how it is lowered. So in the jack and wheel brace kit, there's a bar, and where my finger is here is where the bar locates. Attach the end of the wheel brace to it and then wind it down. Above, we then have the toilet. So the cassette itself just sits here. To remove the cassette, just lift up on the yellow lever just here and pull towards you. Before use, remove the yellow cap and add your toilet chemical This is also where it empties from. Just remember that when emptying it, to hold the button down just here, this will release the vacuum inside. It's also advisable to keep this seal here lubricated. Thetford do their own seal lubricant, but any silicone based lubricant is fine. By turning this part here, this is the best way of gaining access inside to give the cassette a good clean. Also in this compartment here, you will find a fuse. If for any reason the toilet isn't flushing, just come to check to see whether or not this fuse is blown. Sometimes they can also corrode as they're in a damp environment, so look for corrosion as well. Above that, we then have the drain down point for the flush water. So your flush water just goes in at this point here. You can add your pink toilet chemical to it as well. To drain it down, it is just a matter of getting a little bucket and then pulling this bung out here to drain it. As we now come round to the back of the motorhome, we have grey water drain just here. So remove the dust cover as I've already done, and then just pull this lever towards you. We then also have rear corner steadies on this motorhome. As you can see, I've already lowered one already, and it's just a matter of using the wheel brace itself, just hooking on and then winding them up and down. And this will stop any movement on the back end when stationary. We then have the bike rack just here, so just pull down like so, pop your bikes on the rails and then secure the straps through the wheels, and then secure the arms to any part of the framework you can. We then have the rear view camera and reversing camera just up here. And then as we come round, we have the electric step, which is operated just inside the habitation door, just here. This will automatically put itself away when the engine is started. It's always advisable to check that it has, just in case it fails. We then have the two flues for the fridge. We don't need to do anything with these particular vents, just make sure that nothing is obstructing them. Above that, we then have the vent for the microwave. External TV plug-in point just here. Wet locker just here. And above that, we can then gain access underneath the bench seat. Roll-out canopy just up here. The awning winding handle is located again just inside the habitation door, just here. To wind it out, just pop the awning winding handle just into here and then begin winding. This is a two-handed job, so I'm just going to pause the video for a second. As you can now see, I've wound the canopy out a small distance. It's always advisable to do this first before bringing it completely out. It's always best to drop the legs for support first and then continue to wind. So the legs themselves are located just here. They're sprung loaded, so just push in and it will then release itself. Drop your leg, get it to the height that you require, and then pull the grey lever up just here to lock it into place. Do this with the second leg, and then just wind the awning out as far as you want, or completely out. It will come out about 2.5 meters in total. Do not leave out in high winds, as you will risk damaging it. Diesel fill just here. Diesel cap unlocks on the ignition key. Tyre pressures on the door pillar just here. And jack and wheel brace sits all underneath the passenger seat. Vehicle battery underneath the cab carpet. And bonnet release is just here.